This is Theoretical Thrills, the podcast where three hosts pitch original theoretical rides and attractions based on things they don't own. A special guest judge awards bronze, silver, or gold based on three separate categories: most creative, most practical, and guest's favorite. With bragging rights on the line, the hosts will try to pick each other's ideas apart through gentle ribbing. So sit back, relax, and stand clear of the moving doors as we present Theoretical Thrills.
Theoretical Thrills, the theory of the thrill.
Oh boy!
In 3, 2, fun!
Welcome to Theoretical Thrills. I'm your host, Brad.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Arlie.
And today we are joined by a very special guest, Josh. Josh, how's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for having me. How are you all?
Doing all right. Spencer, as you can see, he's doing something. Logging out of the session just as we're about to record.
I might still.
So, Josh, we brought you on to judge some theme rides for us. But before we get into the topic of today, let's talk about Action Park. What is your connection with theme parks and with this with Action Park the movie?
So Action Point, yes.
Action Point.
No, but it's based off of Action Park, so you're all. That's what they wanted everyone to think. They wanted to think that we were gonna make a movie the most dangerous amusement park of history. You know, they have so many deaths. We watched the documentary as a cast. It was, definitely fun, and it was Jackass meets an amusement park, so it was a blast. Johnny Knoxville is one of the most insane people. Like, I spent 3 months with the guy, and I mean, he's insane. Like, his eye popped out. He had got a concussion. Like, he broke an arm, and that was just like him showing up to work, and he loved every minute of it. So it was a blast to do that movie. And theme parks have always been pretty special to me, and getting to do a fake one in South Africa for 3 months was kind of insane. So really good.
So you got to go all the way to South Africa to film the theme park ride that's based on Action Park in New Jersey?
Yeah, we were supposed to be faking that it was in California, like, the hills of California somewhere. And yeah, we shot it right in Stellenbosch, right off of Cape Town, and it was like an old winery. And
that must have been fun.
Yeah, it was insane. It was the most crazy sets, the craziest stunts I've ever seen in front of me, like just nuts. But yeah, it was supposed to be California, and we shot it.
movie magic. Probably,
yeah.
I assume probably insurance played a role in that.
I would probably say that's probably true. We had a bear in the movie. We had, there's a lot of crazy stuff that I'm sure the United States or California's laws are different, but it was a good movie. It was a good time.
Great. So we have you on today. You chose Home Alone. Why Home Alone?
Well, in the same vein of the Jackass and, the goons, the guys always getting beat up by Kevin, and like that kind of comedy was my favorite growing up. You know what I mean? I look forward to that movie every single year. And I thought about, like, what movie is my favorite movie? It's so weird to think, because I think it changes all the time, especially for me. But something that I've kept with me since being, a little one was Home Alone. I'd watch that every single year. What other movie can you say that about? And I watch it basically every holiday, and it hits. it still hits me in the funny bone. Still makes me feel the feels. And Catherine O'Hara, look what she's done now. I got another level of respect for her. So she's one of my favorites. It's a classic.
Yeah. Well, with that, let's go ahead and jump in then to our pitches that we've just happened to come up for Home Alone. Now, we're going to go in order judging our pitches here. Spencer is going to go first, followed by myself, and then Arlie will be finishing up. So, Spencer, without further ado, let's hear your three pitches.
Great. Okay, so my first pitch has a title that I'm still trying to figure out, but right now it's called Marv and Harry's Escape the Contraptions. That's what it's called right now. But it is a Crazy Mouse dark ride meets roller coaster. The The car style is like blue van inspired. It has booby traps set up as guests traverse through and try to escape from the clutches of Kevin's contraptions with a K. Before being bounced out of the house via the In the Dark coaster experience. So, for example, it kind of starts with Kevin on screen saying, "This is it, don't get scared now," like on a screen, and then you go through, push through the doors in the darkness. "Merry Christmas, kid, we know you're in there." And then you shoot the BB, the BB gun gets shot, and there's mist that comes through as if you got shot, flash of light, and a metallic clanging sound, like from the second shot. You climb up the stairs, the slippery stairs, but it's just a lift hill that you're going up, and it kind of slips side to side. Crazy Mouse, you know how they have those sharp turns, so it's kind of like you're slipping on the stairs. And then so and so until you get run out of. You hear this, it's not in this moment of the movie, but you hear, "Get out of here, you filthy animal." So I'm mashing up that other classic line in this scene. Slightly gives us the story as you careen down into the darkness on a roller coaster. So you hear, "Filthy animal," and then blast in through the coaster, back out onto the streets of Chicago via digital projection before unloading back to the platform. So that is my first ride, an In the Dark Crazy Mouse roller coaster to Marvin Harry's lovely burglaring of the home of Kevin McAllister and family.
So I mean, the start sounds great, but then it's like you got up the stairs, and then it's like, well, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, well, it continues with everything. I literally wrote, "and so on," because I just didn't list every single thing that happens in that scene. I said, "and so on" until you get run out of the bird, but it kind of almost ends. Anyways, so it's just that like idea of. Essentially, you are the burglars going into the house and trying to avoid all the traps, and you kind of get stuck in them, and then it's a roller coaster ride to the end.
So not dealing with the zip line or anything.
No, it's not. Not the zip line element. It's more of a grounded experience. I mean, you could slide down. I mean, that's you're going up a hill. I just kind of was and so on.
I dig it. I'm on the same wavelength as Brad, though, because I thought about a ride similar in my head, and kind of like the rock and roller coaster feel, where you go all the way through it and then you go backwards through it again. And that's what I want, is maybe some loops or some paint cans flying through. You know, that.
I think the loops would be. The loops would be a great addition just to give you the feel of the slipping and falling.
Falling backwards.
Yes, when it goes down the stairs. Yeah.
That's true. We can add it in there. It's fine.
So why does contraptions have to be spelled with a K? Are we in the 80s?
I just thought it was like cool with the K.
It's just, and what's the title again?
We don't need to discuss it. It's Marvin Harry's. It's Marvin Harry's Escape the Contraptions with a K.
Okay, so
originally I had it titled Escape Kevin's Contraptions, so it was a K and a K, but I don't know. I need to work on the title. It was a title that was thrown out there.
That is the title now. That is
the
title
now.
The title that you've pitched,
and you must run with it.
Notes.
Yes,
it's the title now.
Let's be clear. Any corrections, any fixes, any changes we make to his pitch, you're only awarding points based off the initial pitch. So, so the loops and all the good stuff, he didn't have that in his pitch. Spencer,
good stuff out.
I had some good stuff in the pitch.
You did have good stuff. He had some good stuff in there.
And so on.
And so on. That's where all the real good stuff lies. I just didn't get to it. I didn't have enough time to get to it in the context of this show.
All right, Spencer, what's pitch number 2?
So pitch number 2, you got to have food in a theme park. So better than to just straight up do Little Nero's. And this is Little Nero's Pizza. Get lost in New York with our slices. Because obviously Home Alone 2 is lost in New York, but I'm going off of Little Nero's, featuring New York style pizza such as a whole cheese pizza just for you, the Kevin McAllister classic. The Filthy Animal Pizza, which is a meat lover's pizza sprinkled with pepper and veggie fixins, like a kitchen sink pizza, but Filthy Animal. Home Alone, which is a pepperoni pizza, just, Home Alone. A Just Desserts Pizza, because they're just desserts, those burglars. Dessert pizza with a sundae ice cream on top. So it's like, like a chocolate-based dough thing. and then the sundae ice cream on top because Kevin loves his sundae ice creams. And of course, what better way to have Little Nero's pizza than with a bowl of mac and cheese? So mac and cheese is also offered in this place. So Little Nero's Lost in New York pizza.
All right. So it's a pizza shop. What's the aesthetic of your pizza shop?
You know, the suburbs of Chicago.
So
It's
the
just
suburb
out
of
in the
Chicago,
But
in the
it's
streets
actually
of New
more.
York.
It's more New York because it's more the idea of getting lost in New York, like Home Alone 2. Little Nero's is more featured in the first one, but
Did
you know, you got the
just
aesthetics
think
of
of
Chicago.
the food that was
the
going to be
aesthetics of New
present?
York.
Didn't think of where you're actually going to eat this?
Yeah, I literally just was like, this is
You
fun.
normally got to
pizza.
design the building too.
Yeah, you know, it's just like the suburbs of a popular city, with a bunch of people,
So you're just out
bottlenecked
on
together.
the streets of a popular city.
No, you're inside. You're inside like a cafe design of like, you know, either New York
There
or
we
Chicago.
go.
You know, kind of like one or the other. It could be both. It's just like a mass populous, you know, place, like
a
a cafe
generic
in a busy,
pizza shop.
a busy place.
It's a
Yeah, but it's
generic-
got, you know, it could also be like Rome themed because Little Nero's got the little, you know, it's like a
You've already
on Little
said it's a
Caesars.
generic diner pizza.
Nero actually means water in Greek, so really this is like Little Water's pizza. So I could
That
make it like an
doesn't sound
underwater
appetizing.
theme if we wanted, really. But I'm not going to make an underwater
If you
theme.
went with the water theme, you have to tie in, you know, that they leave the water running every.
Yeah, they're the wet bandits.
Yeah, the wet bandits.
Yeah, I actually was going to put a Wet Bandit pizza. And
Too
then I was
bad
like,
we
that
already said
seems-
it.
Yeah,
No.
Wet bandits should have been like
I-
a dessert.
I avoided it because I was like, who wants to have a wet bandit? Like, just
I mean,
hearing
that could
name.
be
You
like
could've
the
gone with
soda
ice cream.
fountain. Could be the wet bandit soda or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get that far in my pitch.
Yeah,
And I'm
you
assuming
didn't even
this is-
design a building for your pitch, so you didn't get very far at all.
And
That was in
pizza
the
shop.
and so on. That was in the and so on.
You were
And of
so
course-
Yeah, it's in the
interested
and
in
so
your,
on.
your pun pizzas.
of course,
I was
you're only selling Pepsi products here, right?
Yes,
Because they only drink Pepsi. Mhm.
Correct.
Fuller
correct.
drinks too much of the Pepsi and what's the bad?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we also might have some Buzz Cola too. But I really was so excited about Home Alone that I just kind of stopped this pitch.
You're like, that's gonna sell it. That's gonna win it. There we go.
I thought it was clever.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, you know, your pepperoni Home Alone pizza.
Homeroni. Should be
Homeroni.
Homeroni.
You know, it's yeah, I like that idea.
I hear
too.
Home
But
Alone, I think of salami or something. Or
Or
bologna.
like bologna, I
Bologna.
guess. But
Yeah.
who is there a bologna pizza?
There could be
Bologna?
apparently at your restaurant.
You know, we can make any kind of pizza you want.
What is pitch number 3?
This is me trying to do the dough of pizza, but it just looks like I'm waving. My pitch number 3, this was where I got a little loopy. But I like it. It's Gus the Polka King and the Midwest Polinsky live. So you sit in a dome arena that is designed to look like the inside of a budget rent-a truck, and the outside looks like the body of a budget rent-a truck. And you go into this concert where Gus and the Polka Band perform a live show for you.
Oh my god.
Are you like ant-sized?
It's just like, you know,
No,
it's
like a
dome building.
TARDIS. It's like a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. But do you think people are really going to want to sit and listen to like a whole set of polka music?
People
Whether
go
or
through
not
it
they
tomorrow.
I thought it was a fun idea.
They'll do it once.
Over and over again.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I think it's cool. I mean, you don't see polka a lot at theme parks.
Right.
Maybe
People
for a
don't
reason,
like
but
it.
Is it just a polka band just playing? There's
It's,
no
it's
other.
like a polka concert, you know, like so. You know, like in like different places, they have like the street bands, but instead of it being a street band, it's like inside a building.
The seats kind of like rock as if it's like on the road and you're like hit a speed bump.
No, it's not a motion theater.
You
It's
know what?
literally a concert.
You know what you could have done, which probably would have been better and gotten a better audience, is actually have them drive a budget van around the theme park, hop out and set up like the Blues Brothers or something, do their polka set, and then all hop back in because they're on their way home.
I like the big budget spectacle really of it all. That's why I made it, you know, a concert. Because why
That was
not
a
enjoy the
terrible joke,
classic?
the big budget spectacle of it all.
I didn't even make it as a joke. I just made it a statement.
How many people are watching this, though? It seems like you get 8 people in there, maybe.
I mean, you might, but I think it's, it's a nice way to, like, cool off when it's hot, or if, like, New York Pizza Cafe is just too busy with pedestrians that you need somewhere to go to, like, take a load off, and it's also one of those, like, arenas where it's not, like, fully enclosed. So, like, you can kind of leave. I mean, I guess people leave, like, closed shows all the time, but you can kind of, like, leave, as you want, unlike the people who decide to take a phone call in the middle of a live magic show. I had that experience a couple weeks ago, and let me tell you, that was fun. She was talking at the top of her lungs. I heard her over the guy on the microphone, and that was not relevant to this at all, but just thought I'd share.
Thanks for that 30 seconds of my life back.
Well, would you rather have that story, or would you rather go see Gus the Polka King and the Midwest Polinsky live?
I would if they were just in a budget Van Street performing.
I like that idea, but I also like the idea of it being more of like a big budget polka spectacle.
Yeah, nothing says fun like sitting down in a theater to do polka.
Maybe I could have put it in like
polka's
a
not
polka
even
promenade would be fun. Like if I had like a polka
a
promenade.
sitting type of music.
Yeah, you can get up and dance in the theater. Why not?
If you had like an instructor who was like teaching people some simple polka steps, so that
Gus the Polka King of the Midwest Polinsky.
Well, you didn't have it in your initial pitch, so
he's in there.
I will say I liked it though. Polka was one of the first dances I ever had to learn, so good choice.
It's just polka. It's a lot of polka.
Polka, yeah.
Which by the way, I didn't see any polka in Action Point, which I own on Blu-ray.
They did not pay for that. No, but John Candy, I mean, you can't go wrong. He's one of the best things about that movie. So, points. Yes.
All right, Spencer, recap your 3 rides before I give my pitches.
So my 3 attractions are Marvin Harry's Escape the Contraption, Little Nero's Pizza, and Gus the Polka King of the Midwest Polinsky live.
All right, there you have it. Now, let's jump into my pitches. I have 3 very different pitches.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Good thing they're not the same.
My first pitch is one that I'm very excited about. One of the big things about the Wet Bandits is they leave the faucets running everywhere. There's water running everywhere. At one point, we end up in the neighbor's house where it's flooded the basement, pouring down in there. So I wanted to take that and introduce you to Kevin's Chaos Course.
Is it with K's?
No, because that would be KKK, and we're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, no, that would not be good.
Good call.
Kevin is the only thing that's spelled with a K. Chaos and Course both have a C. So through this, you'll be able to experience all the traps in a fun water-based obstacle course / playground. So instead of the stairs, what we would have is a sort of the slippy climbing slope that you can climb up to get up the stairs as these soft foam sponge paint cans are swinging down in order to try to get you more wet and cause you to slide back down the ramp. You'll be able to do a zip line over a pool of water to the treehouse, so that if they fall, you're just making a big splash. We would have a special wet bed water bounce pad. So in one section, it would be a sort of bounce pad, like you'd be able to. It give you the sense of jumping in a puddle, a bouncy puddle. So it's not going to be quite a trampoline base, because that offers a little too much slickness. But it's going to have a little bit of grip to it and stuff, so that you can sort of bounce and cause big splashes as if you're jumping in a puddle, but getting to jump a little bit higher, like a bounce pad. I'd essentially be taking a lot of the different variations of the ride. So for example, when they ice the stairs on the outside, that's a slide down into some water. And we're turning this into a fun obstacle course of a house that's all water-based activities. to help make it not so deadly as it would have been if we were to reenact it from the movie. Yes, Spencer.
I have 3 questions. First, so you decided to create a water park.
Yeah, I actually was going to call the whole area Wet Bandits Water Park. But this is just the jungle gym gymnastics obstacle play course. Yes.
So there's no like foam balls coming at you like in Oliver's Lord of the Rings pitch that one time for safety issues. And third, speaking of safety, what is the liability of like someone bouncing on a bounce pad and hitting their head on something or hitting someone else and a lawsuit happening?
I mean, it's all padded stuff. It's no different than going to a water park and they have those playground areas, sort of obstacle course playground areas based around it. It's all in the back of that ticket there as you enter their park. That you take full.
Home Alone has like a bunch of puddles and bouncing involved.
I'm mixing the Wet Bandits and then making fun of it. So like the bouncing.
Oh, you're taking the
thing
idea
is
of
water. Because you're getting to bounce.
You're
getting to bounce on the wet bed, the bed that he wet. Get it?
That's
gross.
even weirder.
That sounds real gross. I don't want to bounce in a wet bed.
Arlie, he's taking the idea of water and putting it into a pitch.
Well, I'm taking the idea of water and combining it with all of Kevin's crazy traps that I wanted you to be able to experience.
When do you step
dying.
on a nail?
Do not step on a nail.
And how does that work? Is it like a foam noodle that like bounces back?
No, it should be like those water jets that come out of the ground, and you're always trying to like step on them.
See,
that's
awesome. See how she's already adopting it. You're already on board. I will take that idea.
Just know the water jets.
You can't take that idea. You didn't.
Not in my initial pitch. Not in my initial pitch, but in the future attraction, because this is going to get picked up. We will definitely the water jets coming out of the stairs. I think is a great little idea.
Thank you.
To represent.
I have great ideas. You
Arlie.
haven't heard mine yet.
It was a great idea, Arlie.
Any other questions?
Well, Spencer, though, like this is a full-blown water park at this point. I feel like there's so many different rides or attractions. Think
about it. When I build a playground, I build a playground set.
So it's like a water ropes course.
Yes.
But only like one person at a time can do it. Because I'm imagining like I suck at zip lines. I would probably fall into the pool. There's not going to be like a bunch of people just swimming in the pool underneath me.
Yeah, no. This is like that
TV show where
where the bounce pad is. That's where the water bounce pad is. It's right below the zip line.
It's a fun area for kids. It's a fun area for kids.
This is the water version of Action Park.
Yeah, it is.
Adults can do it and stuff, but it's like a big King's is it King's Island or King's Dominion? Their water park had a big sort of water obstacle course playground stuff that you could go on and you go back and forth in and do different things in and stuff like that. Like obviously there'll be a little bit of a weight on the zip line to ensure that we're not just 6 people going on the zip line. But the idea is that hopefully in order to get the zip line, you got to go through all this other stuff. People are going to be delayed or stalled or whatnot on their way there. But it's one attraction, it's one entrance into this attraction, and there's a bunch of little things like a playground or obstacle course. We don't call an obstacle course multiple whole theme parks,
but you could stay the whole day in your
if you wanted to. I'm not going to stop you.
There you go.
Yes, Spencer.
Bandits.
So my question is, let's say one person at a time on this zip line, and it's a peak of 30,000 people on a hot Saturday summer. And everyone wants to ride the zip line. Let's say 10,000 people want to hit that zip line in a day. Is that doable on a day where you have people wanting to ride that zip line? Can you get 10,000 people through that zip line?
30,000 people are at a water park and they all want to go down a drop slide. 10,000 of them. There's a time limit on that too. There's water parks with zip lines that have time limits on it.
Sure.
If they want to go, they'll wait in line. If they don't want to go, they won't wait. I don't care.
I'm curious, when does this Wet Bandits water park turn into the Sticky Bandits water park?
Right after people go on the rides.
Yeah.
It actually turns into that in a different ride.
In its next attraction.
Because what we have for our next attraction, I just called it the Wet Bandit Freefall, but we could call it the Sticky Bandit Freefall if you want.
Nope, we're calling it Wet Bandit Freefall.
This is your pitch. You have to pick one.
No, I still like the Wet Bandit Freefall. I don't sticky just sounds gross. So anyways, this is going to be the Wet Bandit Freefall. This is going to be based off of Home Alone 2. You're going to enter the queue of the townhouse construction, where you'll work your way to an old sort of construction elevator looking thing. Think Tower of Terror, but not quite. It's more of a construction elevator. You're going to then be able to ascend and see the traps going off and images going off in the townhouse construction site. All the different traps, Kevin, being played out, and we'll be able to see it through the floors. And then as you reach the top, you hear the cracking of the board, and you drop plummeting down. And then as you look up, you're going to see a drop of we're going to have a ball of water, essentially a cannon of water that shoots down and drops this splash of water onto the people to represent the sort of bricks falling down and the kerosene cans and stuff falling off the roof.
It was varnish, actually.
Well,
I just love the phrase "onto the people."
Onto the people. And that's right. It's a drop
exciting.
tower with a little bit more thematic elements to it than just going straight up and straight down. So it's taking some of that Tower of Terror, but it's keeping with my whole Wet Bandits water park area.
You just want to make the guests wet all day long.
Wet Bandits.
So instead of dropping water, you're dropping water that we imagine as bricks.
Yeah, the water. It's water in place of the bricks. I'm dropping.
Right, so it's just
and
water.
the varnish.
Still.
It's just water, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the varnish.
Is
Does
varnish
that offend you? Would you rather I drop bricks on them?
No. I don't. What is the context of varnish here? Like chemical varnish?
It's the cans of varnish and kerosene stuff that.
But it's not real varnish. It'll be like something else, right?
No, it'll be water.
Oh, so it's just water and more water. I got it. Okay.
It's Home Alone, the water park. Brad wants to have this full-blown Home Alone water park.
Don't wear clothes.
Wet
just
Bandits
wear
water
bathing
park.
suits.
Wet Bandits water park.
Home
Look,
Alone 3,
it's gotta be
the
an
shower
all
scene
year
with the
thing.
parrot would fit into this water park.
Oh my gosh.
Look, it's not. Well, it's kind of loosely is all in some way water based, because that brings me to my third pitch. Now you won't get wet in my third pitch.
It's a water fountain.
You'll get sticky.
No, it's a show. All right.
Mm.
There's a lot of Home Alones. They just released a new Home Alone, Home Sweet Home Alone, which is apparently terrible. However, I will give it one thing. It does have one thing going for it. The title is great. Home Sweet Home Alone is a great title. So I'm going to take that title and name it the title of my iShow, Home Sweet Home Alone. This is going to be, since there's so many Home Alones, it's going to be an original story, all original Home Alone themed iShow, following
Ice show.
Yes.
You should have made it a water ski show. I mean, that would have fit, like make it a water world
show,
overlay.
because we got to keep the Christmas going. We got to keep the Christmas
Well,
part.
that's
Everybody's
nice.
getting wet. Now we got frozen water. So it's going to be an all original Home Alone themed ice show where we get to follow Kevin McAllister as a dad with his kids, and he's left his daughter home alone. See, I'm mixing it up because it's always a boy. Why is it always got to be a boy? Let's see.
I'm a little traumatized by the fact that you just said Kevin as a dad. That like kind of made me panic a little bit.
You know he's old enough to be a dad, right?
Yeah, in real life, sure. I mean, I guess, yeah, but just
even in fake life, that movie's old enough for him to be a dad.
Time doesn't exist in movies.
Well, he's a dad now, and he's got a daughter. And oh no, they left her at home.
What's her name?
And then we get our what?
What's her name?
Carol.
It's Kelsey.
Carol?
Carol
with
McAllister.
a K.
Is he gonna give us one of these?
She might. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Will Kevin do this? Oh yeah, during the birth scene.
Oh no! I forgot my daughter at home.
Carol!
There's a birth scene.
There's
How
a birth scene.
traumatizing on ice.
Lost me on the birth scene.
Welcome,
This is like-
welcome to
You're gonna
Home
do it.
Alone on Ice.
There's not a birth scene.
Your skaters are
And you're,
gonna
like,
do a
skating.
triple stout, do a triple stout count, and a baby
They
just
skate.
pops out.
Someone goes under the legs and just pops out.
Buzz is
There
the
is no
midwife.
birth scene.
Like Buzz.
So this is where we will
I
have.
hope there's someone as a tarantula in the show.
This is where we'll have an experience of our new version of the Wet Bandits who want to live up to the history of the famous Wet Bandits. So they try to take on the McAllister house themselves, and that's where they run into Carol. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when Kevin's sitting there in the church with the carolers, and it's the guy's daughter up there, and the carolers and stuff, and they're singing that beautiful music and that. Well, during the winter months, we're going to have the opportunity to feature local or national choirs to come in, just like Epcot does with their Christmas season, where they bring in these groups to sing, to be the singers for the evening. And so they'll be singing the standard carols that go with the show and stuff. We bring them
Like
in
walking
for,
in a water wonderland. I got it.
no, they're sing the actual carols and that. But they would sing the carols in the parts of the show that we would, during the normal times of the year, would have just our normal group. So we'd have a standard group throughout most of the year singing, but then during the winter months, November through December, and then at the very beginning of January, we would bring in local choirs to be able to partake and sing. We would offer discount tickets to their families if they want to come into the theme park, and then the singers themselves would also enjoy a as a
Okay,
token.
now I want to know more about the show. Like, other than Carol is birthed in the beginning of the show.
Well, no, so
And
we
What
got
happened? What can you
Frozen water.
what can you do with figure skating and like the story?
So with figure skating, think of it like the entire ice. She's very much ice trap based. I mean, we're thinking the modern times here,
So it's
right?
just gonna
She's
be
watched a
lots of
lot of she's
fall?
watched a lot of Frozen. Okay.
Oh, so does she have like magical Elsa powers? that
No,
she can,
but that's
like,
where she's drawing her
command?
inspiration from. She's drawing her inspiration from stuff like Frozen, because
icy.
Home Alone is on Disney Plus, so so is
Mhm.
Frozen. So she's drawing her inspiration.
So is
a
Home
lot
Sweet
from
Home
Frozen.
Alone.
So we could have jumping down some frozen stairs, fun. We could have all types of frozen obstacles and things, and then we'd also have some beautiful moments, some beautiful dancing moments, beautiful ice dancing moments. Because if you think about the original movie, I mean, it's not all traps. It's not all traps in the movie, right? It's not.
No,
Okay.
he
He goes to the store.
Kevin
He steals
takes a
toothbrush.
break
He
to
goes to the store. He
couple
steals a
sow
toothbrush.
cows.
He eats a bowl of mac and cheese. All right. He gets some pizza. There's other things that we can explore. We can explore the family element. The Rush, though, Kevin and his wife, they're supposed to be going on a cruise, and they're supposed to drop off. This is where it gets a little different. They're supposed to take Carol to the grandparents. All right. They didn't realize till they're on the cruise that they never actually took Carol to the grandparents.
Wait, so they're spending Christmas on a cruise without their daughter.
Yeah.
Great parents. Kevin is a
Well,
top
The whole
dad.
If
movie
you're talking
is about
about-
terrible parents.
a cruise, The Sweet Life on Deck is on Disney Plus, I believe, because it's a Disney Channel show, so it kind of ties into that world. But you know what's not on Disney Plus is the movie Action Point that I have on Blu-ray.
So, what we're gonna have, it's the whole movies are all based about. I mean, Kevin's got terrible parents. Guess what? He's
Kevin
he's
is
a terrible
parent.
the terrible parent too. It's
So
gonna
like
happen.
like father, like son.
Exactly. So that's how we get our
So
story.
We're not learning from our past
From our
relationship.
first 5 movies.
There's like 18 Home Alone movies. Why do you
think
think
there's-
anybody's learning anything in these?
Hey, but I just want to reiterate what Brad was talking about with those beautiful moments. Because that's what I watch Home Alone for, is those beautiful moments.
Those beautiful
where Kevin
moments.
goes to the church.
Yeah,
He goes to
those
the
beautiful
church.
moments are great, and then
He
you
gets
see
that
the
little
ice skating
inspiration.
show, and it's a whole different
he comes-
element.
Where he
And he-
commandeers Joseph's robes.
They were
and
thinking he thought the
and
snow shoveler guy was
stands in
scary
as-
the entire
in the
time.
manger scene.
He thought he was scary the entire time, and then it turns out no, he's a nice
He has a
guy.
daughter.
Yeah.
He has
Home
a
Alone
daughter.
on a
Now
manger.
Kevin does too.
Now
That's
Kevin has two. Fun
probably-
fact: that's his wife,
Who?
the snow shoveler's daughter.
Wasn't she like way older?
No,
No,
she was like
Okay.
about the same age.
I
Besides,
hope-
why,
I
it
hope
was,
we
why,
just
actually it was
call
the
her-
granddaughter.
why
it was
can't
the granddaughter,
she be?
not the daughter.
Yeah.
We just call
He
her the
doesn't
snow
talk to his
shoveler's
daughter.
Why
granddaughter.
can't an older
never
woman
with a
be with a
name.
younger man?
Well, no, I'm absolutely about some age difference. Nothing about that. But I was just like, dang, I can't remember how young that girl was. Obviously, my favorite movie. No, I do agree. There's some beautiful moments, and I think like pulling the family in with the nice little ice show is good. You know, her running down the stairs and all that. I'm trying to see it.
Breaking an
gonna be-
ankle
It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
in her
They're
figure skate,
professional
running
ice
down
Right
the
after she
stairs.
gets birth.
Professional ice
Are
skaters.
these actors like? Are they union?
Well, yeah.
Which
Yeah,
union?
it's I don't know what union follows that,
Is it
but it's
AGVA?
gonna be like, look, have you ever been to Busch
Equity?
Gardens? Busch Gardens does an ice show. Knott's Berry Farm has a Charlie Brown ice show.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I know.
cool.
There's plenty of ice shows. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah,
like,
so
the
I'm bringing
quality
it
of the
in.
movie.
But
Bring
there are
it
no
in.
ice shows with a birth scene, so that is what makes your show unique.
There's a
And
birth
then
scene,
when the
everybody
ice
gets
melts-
sprayed. Yeah.
When the ice melts, it's fed directly to the Wet Bandits Park. So you
And that's
Conservation,
like,
baby.
And that's the Sticky
Conservation.
Bandits Bridge. That's the bridge to
And
the
they're
Sticky
taking
Bandits.
your truck over there. That's how people get from attraction to attraction on the polka van, the polka truck.
All right. So
Yeah.
to recap my three, I have Kevin's Chaos Course, the Wet Bandit Free Fall, and then Home Sweet Home Alone Ice Show. There you go, Arlie. Top that.
Good luck.
my first attraction is a ride called Escape from the Plaza. And the premise is that you
That's
are
nice.
helping Kevin escape from the staff of the Plaza Hotel. You'll be in a ride vehicle. It'll be tiered, so you can't really see the people in the rows in front of you, but it's gonna look like a maid's cleaning cart. And so Kevin is hiding under the cart, and you are whisking him around the corridors and the guest rooms and down into the lobby and maybe even the kitchens and the laundry room of the Plaza Hotel. Meanwhile, the concierge and the security guards and the bellhop, they're all trying to thwart you on the way of getting Kevin smuggled out of the hotel. And at one point, you get into the freight elevator and it's on its way up, and oh no, it has stopped. And the lights start flashing a little bit, and there's a sudden drop. And when the doors open, you're at the loading dock, which is exactly where you were trying to get Kevin to in the first place. And you think that your job is done, but it's not, because who's at the loading dock? Harry and Marv. And they clearly have bad intentions for Kevin. So now you're running through the streets of New York, trying to get Kevin away from Harry and Marv. And you're like froggering your way across New York City streets.
Wait,
And
with a with a cart,
Yes.
the cleaning cart. There's the
Yep.
I think they should just
Yep.
hop out and run. Like, actually just hop out and run the rest of the course.
And eventually you make your way into Central Park and you get to the fountain, and Kevin hops out of the cart. You've made enough space now between yourself and Harry and Marv, and he gets out and he thanks you profusely for your help, but he's going to take it the rest of the way because he doesn't want you to get in any more trouble. And you see him hop into the trunk on the back of a horse-drawn carriage and is taken away. And then that's the end of the ride. So it's kind of like the Transformers ride at Universal Studios, where you're on a track, but it'll stop and you'll have like little scenelets happen, and then you continue on your way. So you're seeing, guest rooms and the corridors and the lobby and things like that, all in little like IMAX scenelets. Yes, Spencer?
I still raise my hand. I love this idea. The only thing that I
Thank
am
you. You can stop
wondering
right there. You love this
if-
idea.
I do. I think it's really cool. I'm just wondering, like, if it would be more beneficial for like us to just be Kevin trying to escape, as opposed to being an aid to helping Kevin escape.
Could be.
Other than that, I thought it was great.
Thanks.
I apparently need to rewatch this movie because I've blacked out that entire scene from my memory. Is that the part where Donald Trump appears?
No, it's not. But
I'm glad you remember that moment, Brad.
It's one of the moments where Kevin uses that movie within a movie to like thwart Tim Curry and his friends from getting in the room. It's like, you've been smooching everybody. You've been smooching my brother, and and then eventually like, and my Tommy gun won't. And
yes.
And Kevin kind of sneaks out while they're hiding from the Tommy
cleaning
gun.
cart the entire time.
No, he just goes on his own 2 feet. But you can suspend your imagination. We're not going to the letter of the movie.
I was like I don't remember this whole.
There is a moment where like they're trying to stop him, and he's in the lobby, and he like slides on the ground and into the elevator.
Yeah,
that's kind of what inspired me to like get a sort of slippy slidey.
Okay, so this is an original take, but I thought I was losing my mind.
And we're gonna get Tim Curry to reprise his role as the concierge.
As long as we do that.
Yeah.
What about Pigeon Lady? We got Pigeon Lady.
Pigeon Lady will definitely make an appearance in the Central Park area. Yeah, you'll see her as you're kind of running through, but he hasn't met her yet at that point. So she's just kind of a cameo. That's like a little Easter egg. I'm like, oh, there's Pigeon Lady.
So you're in true to the movie, like the sequence of the movie. You're not jumping around at all.
Trying not too much. But who knows? Maybe she does actually like help like stall Marv and Harry a little bit, and she like throws a bunch of bird seed in the path. Yeah.
That'd be a cool effect to have like a digital projection of like pigeons coming at you. Or
exactly.
Whatever. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Have all the air and smells.
Water.
The smells of New York.
You want everyone to get
water.
The sewage and all.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Escape from the Plaza.
All right.
The second attraction is Duncan's Toy Chest. It is the main gift shop of the theme park, where you can purchase all sorts of toys and candies and snacks that are seen throughout the movie, and any sort of memorabilia. There'll be lots of Christmas ornaments that are Home Alone themed. You can get like little bottles of the aftershave stuff that Kevin puts on his face. Pretty much anything and everything. We'll have like a lighter that kind of looks like a little blowtorch. So like the more dangerous things will be toys, obviously.
More dangerous things will be toys?
Like the more dangerous elements of like, you're not going to sell like paint cans on a swing, it'll be like keychains of paint cans or something.
Can I purchase
But you can sell like the Matchbox. Yes, you're going to get a DVD of like the movie within the movie.
You mean Angels with Filthy Souls?
Yeah. We'll be selling those on DVD and Blu-ray.
So,
there'll be Talk Boys.
Are you going to sell Action Point on DVD and Blu-ray?
There will be Talk Boys that don't use cassette tapes. They're just MP3 type audio recorders, but they're shaped like the Talk Boys, so you can. I had one of those. It was so much fun.
You're building Duncan's Toy Shop.
Toy Chest.
Which is just a recreation, a tribute to FAO Schwartz. So you're building an FAO Schwartz.
Mm-hmm. But it's full of Home Alone.
But it's Home Alone themed
items. You can get T-shirts and mugs and all the standard gift shop things as well that are Home Alone themed.
Yeah,
pretty sure you can do that at FAO Schwartz too.
Does FAO Schwartz still exist?
I don't know.
I don't. There might be one somewhere.
All I know is I did an FAO Schwartz pitch once, and I was very proud of it. But I literally just made FAO Schwartz, so I give you credit for actually retheming FAO Schwartz into something different. That's great.
Thank you.
Listen to that one.
That was the holiday episode last time. My snow globe and all.
So you got your toy store. You've got your cleaning cart. Right.
And attraction number 3. It is called Putting the Art in Con Artist. It is a play that goes wrong style comedy stunt show.
Yeah.
Premise being that Harry and Marv are still in jail, but they have agreed to do some community service in order to reduce their sentence in the form of a TED Talk that will inform people on how to prevent their homes from being burglarized. But being Harry and Marv, they mess everything up, and they keep just like hurting themselves with their own props and turning off the lights accidentally and bumping into each other. And at some point a set piece will fall over and they'll just be perfectly positioned that like it doesn't actually hit them. They like go through the windows. Very the play that has gone wrong, if you've ever seen that. There'll probably be some characters who are dressed up as police officers who can be like, assistants to them, but they're on the sides kind of making sure Harry and Marv don't try and escape, but they do try to escape and they bungle it terribly. And so it's just a bunch of silly schadenfreude for the audience to enjoy as Harry and Marv make absolute fools of themselves while trying to be professional TED Talk con artists.
Now, my question, I mean, I love the idea of the show because I've always loved the Wild West stunt show and all those the Bill and Ted stunt show that they had during Halloween Horror Nights. So I think it's a great idea. How many rows is the splash zone going to be? I'm assuming there's going to be water because of the wet bandits.
I'm sure, of course, there's going to be water. It will probably just be the first couple rows, though. It's not like it's not like a Water World show where it's entire tanks of water,
All right, well,
And they'll get
let's
some
not do
audience interaction in there too. They'll try to like get some kids to come up and help them out with certain things, and of course, the kids are fine, but like Harry and Marv. I keep wanting to say Harry and Marv just like screw up everything. Yes, Spencer, with your hand raised.
I give you credit for using the word schadenfreude effortlessly, and I also give you credit for the phrase bungle it up, because that tickled me. I'd never heard that phrase before, and I loved it. I loved bungle it up. That's what my takeaways from that
bungling
pitch.
it up?
I haven't either. That's a great way to bungle it up again.
But that's what I got from that pitch, so good job.
Thanks. I like how Spencer has been very complimentary to all of my pitches. I appreciate
two
you,
catchphrases from
Spencer.
it.
Brad, when's the last time you've been to a water park, man? I feel bad.
Geez, what's
Yesterday. Just yesterday.
You
No.
miss these water parks. You want
no,
water in
not since I've lived
everything.
in Florida. So
No, I obviously love the stunt aspect. I think that'd be really fun, especially to see the fools go crazy. I have seen Play That Goes Wrong, and I definitely see all of those kind of things happening on stage. You could see the Marv and Harry just go at it, but I think that's a good one too.
Oh, you had me worried because he went but, and then there's a long pregnant pause, and I was like, oh no.
This is a stunt show.
Okay.
Right? So I have to ask you, Josh,
it's a comedy stunt show. All right, so those are my three pitches. There was Escape from the Plaza, Duncan's Toy Chest, and Putting the Art in Con Artist.
all right.
solid pitches, yeah.
Solid pitches all around, except from Spencer. So let's go ahead. That brings us to our awarding of points. Now there are 3 categories to choose from. Spencer, let's go ahead and get your descriptions of those 3 categories.
Yeah, so the 3 categories are practicality, which is something that could feasibly be built, on budget and on technology that exists currently. Creativity, which is something that is creative, and guest favorite, which, Josh, these are attractions that really Marv your Harry, that really home you're alone. I couldn't think of one this time. Whatever floats your fancy.
Your Harry?
Oh,
Whatever
yeah,
loses,
that's an
loses your New
innuendo.
York. Whatever loses your New York. I don't know. Whatever.
You lose
no,
your
I don't wanna
Harry
say-
when you Marv in New York.
I was gonna say whatever filthy's your animal, but that's even worse, I think.
So
Whatever
there you
Max
have
your
it.
cheese. Whatever Max your cheese. No, that's
So
still weird.
you'll be awarding a bronze, silver, and then gold in each of those 3 categories. Before we jump into our first category, let's do a quick recap of the titles, just so you have them one last time. Spencer, what were your 3?
My 3 were Marvin Harry's Escape the Contraption with a K, currently a working title. Little Nero's Pizza, Get Lost in New York with Our Slices, and Gus, the Polka King of the Midwest Polinsky Live.
All right, my 3 were Kevin's Chaos Course, The Wet Bandit Freefall, and Home Sweet Home Alone Ice Show. And then Arlie?
And mine were Escape from the Plaza, Duncan's Toy Chest, and Putting the Art in Con Artist.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into bronze for practicality.
Well, practicality is pretty easy to go with Duncan's Toy Chest. I think that's a pretty easy go-to. So you can go ahead and take the bronze for that one, Arlie. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Silver?
Silver, I'm going to give silver to Little Nero's Pizza just because that's pretty straightforward for you too. I mean, everybody, we could do all that. I do think you need to add the Wet Bandits drink station though. Like, that's the only way I'm giving you silver if you add that in.
That's
was
a clever idea. It's a
And then
clever
finally,
idea.
gold for practicality.
Gold practicality from a ride standpoint, the one that made the most sense to me was Escape from the Plaza. I think Escape from the Plaza was like the best for practicality because I could see that, you know.
All right. I mean, all mine were practical, but
all right. I'm gonna give you awards, man. They're coming.
In terms
They're
of
coming.
water
Just wait.
rides, they're very practical as water rides.
let's
for
jump
sure.
to creativity then. Bronze for creativity.
I'm gonna go back to Little Nero's Pizza.
All right.
A pizza place is so creative.
It's very creative. Way to go, Spencer. I'm proud of you there.
Those
Silver.
puns.
Silver. Let's go ahead and give silver to Putting the Art in Con Artist. That was fun. I love the idea of doing a stunt show, so that hit some points for me. Way to go. But gold, I think I have to go with Home Sweet Home Alone Ice Show for creativity.
I mean, no one's seen a birth on
I've
stage.
never seen a
ice
birth
show
on
before.
ice. I've never seen a birth
There'd
on
be
ice.
some beautiful
so,
moments.
Yeah. And the beautiful moments. He knows he's hitting home alone. I'm often
Home
home
sweet
alone.
home
Those
alone.
beautiful moments.
All right, that brings us to our last category, guest favorite. Bronze for guest favorite.
Guest favorites, definitely going to be Marvin Harry's Escape. Let's give that one the bronze because I do want to have the rock and roller coaster back and forth through that because that is like, I like the going for it. That's one of my favorite coasters to go on. Silver, I will say that I like Wet Bandit Freefall. All the splashing on the wet bed and those kind of things. Those are, you know. And the gold, I don't even know how to say the gold title because it's so long. Gus and the
Home Sweet Home Alone Ice Show? You already said it once.
Gus
Oh, is it the
Pool.
polka show?
I'm gonna give it to Gus and the Polka Show just because it hits. You know, I was a polka dancer growing up, and John Candy's one of my idols, and you just hit it out of the park with 8 people sitting in a budget rent a truck. And I just think that is disgusting, and I would never want to do it, but I'd love to know that it existed.
Amazing. Also, I think I should get a platinum award for the promotion of Action Point tonight.
And if you haven't seen Action Point, it came out about 5 years ago. A lot of great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Make sure to check those out.
Made millions of dollars.
It made millions of dollars.
Well, there you have it. Josh, thank you so much for being a guest. Before we go, is there anything that you would like to say or pitch?
I think you need to go to a water park, Brad. That's the only thing that I want to take away from this episode. I hope that you hit a water park soon, man.
Well, I hope so too. Although it's now winter in Chicago, so it might
You're
be
in
a while.
Chicago?
Just go wet your bed, Brad, and you can jump around on it.
All
Someone
right.
else's bed,
Right.
and then wet it, and then you can be officially a wet bandit.
After drinking lots of Pepsi.
Well, thank you again so much for being a guest on our show today. I've been Brad.
I've been Spencer.
And I've been Arlie.
And that's been Josh. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Did you enjoy the episode you just watched? Feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have an interpretation of an idea based on the theme of the week, feel free to tag us on social media with #TheoreticalThrills, and we may feature your ride and attraction on the show.
Theoretical thrills, the theory of the thrill.